I'm Lauren.
I'm Bridget, and you're listening to Gateway Anime Podcast. And I'm sorry, I sound like Texas allergies.
But I sound great, so you're welcome.
If you hear me coughing or randomly muting myself, I'm blowing my nose. And I'm trying to save you.
Respect. Yeah, I just have a crunchy foot. I'm in my boot. Yeah.
What did you do?
Oh, I think I re-aggravated my stress fracture.
Bro.
I know.
You didn't tell me you were back in the boot?
It just happened today. Well, it happened yesterday. I called in because I could not walk very well.
You rarely call in either.
I know. That's how you know.
Yeah. Like, of all my years of knowing you, like, rarely have I ever seen you call in.
I only do it when I have to, and I needed yesterday. So here we are. I've got a crunchy foot, so you won't hear it because I'm sitting down.
Just don't eat your scabs, man. I'll never let it go.
I won't either. And I can't even ask my dad now because he's getting divorced.
Yeah, you want to explain that?
How am I supposed to bring that up?
Hi, everyone. We were on a hiatus last week. So there's a lot that's gone down. Lauren and I were at a bachelorette party for a friend.
It was great.
So we needed a break to recover. And so we took a break off from recording. It's our first one we've ever taken a break off of.
It was nice, though. We really needed it. We played D&D. We all almost died because of Bridget.
Bruh, I felt like we needed to fight it, and it was not made clear to me that this was an NPC that we needed to talk to.
How?
I don't know, man.
I don't know how.
Started blowing fireballs. I was like, let's go.
He started blowing fireballs, and none of us bloodied him. And I was like, okay, yeah, no. Everyone. My level one butt
was like, all right, arrow time, dagger, let's go.
It's painful.
Anyway, I hid in the closet most of that.
Yeah, and then let me deal with it.
Hey, I tried to pin the other girl that ratted us out. Anyway, we're still bad at D&D, but it's fun.
We are bad at D&D. We try really hard. I did make a backup character, so...
Yeah, I'm probably going to do that soon. Or just find a way to, like, revive my character.
Cheese and rice, dude. It was redon.
That's funny. Oh yeah, but so your dad.
Oh yeah, so my dad texted me
at the bachelorette party.
Last day of the bachelorette party. He group texted me and my two brothers last day of the bachelorette party, day before his birthday, that he and his wife were separating. So that was a lot. And I was gonna ask him about the scab situation, but now I feel like I can't because he's a sad man. So I have to wait for that. I will keep y'all updated when I find the strength to finally ask him.
Maybe it'll be like a nice like subject change in an awkward moment.
I guarantee you he's going to be like, I never did that. Your mom did that. Just like my mom did with my dad. And then I will never know why this happened.
It's just for you and your therapist to talk about forevermore.
And my dad was in the army. They get like basic first aid training, right? Like that's a thing.
Well, you should know you want the scab to stay there.
Like, yeah. I don't know. I'm going to ask.
If it was like they soaked it in salt water and stuff, like, I get that. You know, my family's all about like, let the water heal it. And it's like, I would really like to not burn this wound in the salty ocean. That kind of hurts.
He might have salt watered it, but he still peeled off the scab.
Yeah, the peeling part is the part, like, my mom yells at me not to peel scabs.
Yeah,
still to this day.
Guess what? There's no reason to
I just did that.
I went and did it.
Yeah, you would have did it. You were like, there's got to be a little bit of a logic as to why they did this. And your WebMD said, nah, dog.
Yeah, dude. Like everywhere I looked, just like, no, I have a doctor's appointment on the 27th.
WebMD just said, dude, that's weird.
Yeah, dude. Literally, Google was like, why are you asking?
Google was like, we just flagged this to the FBI just in case.
You know, whenever like You ask a question to Google and it's like, did you mean this? Like nothing like what you meant.
Did you mean psychiatric help?
And then you realize that you're the first person to ever Google that.
Something, yeah.
And you're just like, oh.
Please delete.
That's how history. I feel about that. It was very uncomfortable. So yeah, my dad's getting divorced. No scab updates. Sorry.
So
oh my gosh.
Just some suspense there.
One of my meat cutters today at work.
Your knee cutters?
Meat cutters.
Meat cutters.
Market, he didn't put on his cut glove, and holy crap, he cut.
Did he slice his finger off?
Ever loving crap out of himself. No, he still has his finger.
Just maybe like a quarter inch shorter.
It was rough, dude. It was the meat of his thumb right here.
Oh, that's the worst.
And it's bad. They called me over and I like walked in and I could see the look on Allie's face. She's the one that called me in and I was like, is someone hurt? And she's like, yes. And I was like, badly? And she says, I don't know. So I was like, okay. So I walk over there. He's got like a whole wad of like bloody paper towel here.
Did he not like run it underwater to see how bad the cut is?
Oh, he did, but he wouldn't look. I had to look.
Oh, okay.
He was like, I can't look at it. And I was like,
that's always my first thing, like under the water, how much my skin is hanging off.
He's like, I can't look at it. And I was like, cool, but I have to look at it. And he was like, okay.
I have to document this.
I looked at it and it was horrendous, dude. It was one of the gnarliest cuts I've ever seen in my life. It was not good. It was not good, straight up. Oh. But yeah, that was my day at work, just gimping around and looking at other people gimping themselves. And that's that. I'm
glad you got the notice to keep stalling. So
I did. I was looking at you and I was like, I should keep going.
Story because I need to blow my nose.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. We will make this a quick episode because guess what? It's just all sad.
Well, and I'm trying this new thing of like, I don't want to burn myself out. And I think that's what I was doing with taking such intense detailed notes. So I was like, I should just enjoy watching it. And then, my brain's going to fill in the notes when I'm talking. So that's what I did. I mean, I still took long notes because not detailed notes for me is still more detailed for other people. But yeah, so
that's why I do my notes after because I want to be in it. So like I'll write down like I'll pause and be like voice actor, this name, or like this song.
Yeah.
Or just like trigger notes, and then I'll go back through and search them after. Just
so
I can
play one of my favorite classical songs in this week's
Which
episodes.
One? Moonlight?
Moonlight Sonata. Claire de Lune.
I love Claire de Lune.
Thanks for Twilight for making that really popular too.
I know. Every time
but I liked it before
I always
then.
think of Edward Cullen being super pretentious. Like, you like Debussy?
You like Debussy?
And I'm like...
But now I can't hear Debussy without like the internet's like, Debussy's of things like Debussy. I can't think of something that...
I know what you mean.
But you know what I mean, right? Okay.
Yeah. Debussy.
See, I couldn't think of another word like
hate it, love it, hate it.
Love hate. Oh man.
Late.
I mean, that's what I had to do. Ryan just texted me. Does glow stick juice stain?
Yes, it does on clothes.
It does. It does on paint and walls.
Oh no.
I go, yes, it does. Why? I'm going to tell him, look at the walls at Park North when that new Predator movie came out because James and
why do I have a sticky note that says Bridget gay?
I don't know.
The letter just says Bridget gay.
What? I don't know why.
Something you need to tell me?
No. You were gonna Google something for me
It literally just says Bridget gay.
All I remember, okay, I think it was in a recording. I'm not gonna go back and find what recording, but it was somewhat recently. You were like, I'm gonna look this up. It was a song. It was a pirate song, gay pirate song. You sent it to me. Look, I got it.
Dope.
I finally got there. It was
like, away that sticky note.
It was the gay pirate music video that you sent me that was really upsetting and sad, but really pretty.
So good though. That was funny. Sorry, I just looked down and I was like, Bridget's gay? Bridget's straight. What?
Does it come off ... people?
Yes, it does come off people. People secrete oil, so it comes off of them.
If you shower, it comes off. But be careful, because when you crack a glow stick, it's glass you're cracking. Glow stick. It's glass you're cracking. Just drain it. And
sorry.
Don't get it in your eyes or mouth.
Put it straight in your eyes and mouth. That's all I heard. Eyes and mouth. Yes, so I am the safety trainer of my store. Put your glow stick juice in your eyes and mouth.
That is everything will be so okay. Funny. Does it come off ... people? Like, what is he? Would he like permanently have like blue splatter on his face?
Has a person ever been stained to the point where they have not been able to remove it?
Tattoos.
Oh, okay. Well, fair.
Tattoos.
Fair.
You have multiple stains, Lauren.
What? Okay, I had someone ask me how new this tattoo was. I've had this tattoo for like 5 years, and I was like, what do you mean? And like, no one ever notices it, and it's like my biggest tattoo.
Yeah, I think just because your arms normally like down,
I guess it's normally like
you're not walking, you're not doing the surgeon walk.
I'm not.
Which you should. You should fix that.
I really should. I should walk everywhere like Ida.
I saw some of the best live action casting of My Hero the other day. And it was for like, I don't know if it's for a movie or a play, but like they had good wigs. And that's when you know they do a really good live action casting, because most live action animes, I don't know what their wig is. It's like Spirit Halloween wigs, and I don't know why. So but they had good wigs.
There's a Haiku stage play that I really want to see. I've seen it.
I've seen pictures and wigs, man.
I really want
the Attack on Titan ones.
Yeah,
the wigs. The Full Metal one. The wigs. Like, why? Why can't we make these look like normal hair?
Because we can't. That's a lot of work, and we refuse. Anyway. You know what we don't refuse?
What?
To play the piano.
That was maybe one of your worst ones.
That was pretty bad.
Maybe one of your worst ones.
That was pretty bad.
I appreciate the effort, but not a good one.
I know. I really could not think of a better Segu than that. So
Segu, that's a shout out to our other podcast. Not ours, but one we equally love.
Em and Christine, we're claiming your podcast now.
We're claiming. They follow us on Instagram, and that's all that matters. Because I was a listener of the month
on Instagram.
That's very true. Eva, we don't have an Eva yet. One day. But that's the podcast, and that's why we drink. And if you like murder and spooky and queer rights, gosh, that's a great podcast.
We love it there.
And rituals.
In rituals. I did tarot card readings at the bachelorette party we went to, and I was talking through the history of tarot and why it was a thing. And
somebody was convinced it was brujeria,
and I was like, it is not.
No, it actually started as just a game. Mm-hmm. And I'm in the kitchen yelling this because I was making breakfast or something. I don't know.
Yes, I think so. And she was like, oh, I heard it on a podcast. And I just go, rituals?
And then I had to look and see who said that. And I was like, oh, it's Lauren.
Like, why were you surprised?
Yeah. I was like the only other person that listens to the exact same podcast. It was rituals. Em and Christine.
I was like, yup. It was great.
I'm so happy I get like twice the Em and Christine a week now.
I know. It was much needed. You should listen to Morbid. I think you would like them.
I don't know if I've tried. I listened to...
I tried Wine and Crime and I didn't like it. No offense, Wine and Crimes.
Yeah.
I didn't like My Favorite Murder. I really tried with that one.
I listened to most of My Favorite Murder, but they say a lot of things that I don't agree with. And they approach it in a way that I don't necessarily agree with either. Sometimes I just listen to it for the facts, but I absolutely understand why people can't do it.
I like Morbid because one of them is an autopsy technician. So she knows a lot about the science of dead bodies, cool. Which is really cool. And also they give you like full-on research. Like they read books and like tons of articles and they watch documentaries and then they compile it, and then they do such a good job. I think they're my favorite podcast right now is Morbid, which was really hard because I love And That's Why We Drink. Morbid's good.
Patreon
also,
for that.
One of them sounds exactly like Em, and it really threw me off for like a hot minute. I was like, why did Em get a second podcast?
I think Morbid... No, Wine and Crime came over to, and That's Why We Drink. Okay, I was trying to think. Well, the Sinisterhood.
Em and Christine have been on Morbid.
Oh, okay. They've crossed over with a bunch of people. I just can't remember all who.
I don't think Morbid's been on, and That's Why We Drink. So.
Oh, okay. I'll have to listen to them.
Yeah, I like them.
I listened to, there was one that was like, there were only like 30-minute short ones. And they were really interesting. And it's just one person like reading facts. And I only started listening to it. Gosh, I don't know if my Spotify can it was like last summer or in the fall. I started listening to it because of that student at Texas State who is going home for the break. Disappeared like in Seguin. Not Seguin. You know where I'm talking about, wherever that was. And they had an episode on it. And my brother and I listened to it because, we drive through that all the time because my grandparents live in Yoakum, and that's the way you go to get there. So we knew the exact turnoff and everything where they disappeared. And I was like, huh. And now there's a billboard in Kyle for him. And I can't imagine that family going through that. But let's see, podcasts and shows that I have listened to. I think it might have been Crime Show. And it's just like one person reading. They're only 30 minutes. I listened to that, and then they had a few Texas crimes on there. Yeah, it was Crime Show. my first podcast I listened to on Spotify was A Space Odyssey.
Oh, wow. Blast from the past.
Throwback for you, 2019.
Cheese and rice.
Oh yeah, so pianos. I don't know how we got here.
I
don't even remember what got us off.
The Funimation summary for Love Sorrow. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's get it.
Let's crack into it.
Oh gosh, can we just be? And That's Why We Drink for this.
Gosh, I
episode?
wish. If Em and Christine ever want to try anime, we'll find. We will find some murder ghost anime.
Oh, there's so many murder. They can come do Devilman Crybaby.
It might try. It might try. Christine, we might have to coax a little more.
I would think Christine would do it before him. I don't see.
Christine's much more of a live action reality person, though.
I don't know.
I
don't think this is ever gonna happen for us.
One day. That's writing it on our board.
On our non-existent board.
Yeah, see, this is me writing it right now.
Yes, the
it's
board.
On there. It's on the board. In the cherry blossoms right there.
Love that. Thank you. Thank you for that. So this is your Funimation summary for Love, Sorrow, episode 13. Kousei has taken the stage at the gala concert, endeavoring to put on a performance without Kaori. This is his chance to prove his abilities as a pianist and to try to come to terms with the memory of his mother. Ta-da!
That's like a summary for the next 4 episodes.
Yeah.
But it's done well.
Yeah.
This is where I felt like the past few episodes I was struggling because we were moving really slow.
Yeah.
And then these 4, I felt like I was back into the show because we're processing things faster now.
So I watched the next 4 episodes last night because I thought we were double recording, and
before I died, yeah. Also, I used my Grey's Anatomy degree and WebMD degree, and I know what Kaori is suffering from, so we can talk about that at the end of the show.
Radical brother.
Radical brother. Okay, here we go.
One of my kids at work keeps doing this to me. It's like a tiny rock and roll. He's like, rock and roll. And
I've seen people do that.
Stop doing
little rocker hands.
It's like my favorite thing ever. He called me a heathen and I did this. And it was my favorite thing.
Why did only one of your hands make it?
I don't know.
You were like this.
I got baby hands.
You just like rock and roll with your hands.
Well, it's because I broke this finger playing tetherball forever ago. Like the bone popped out when I was like a little kid.
My pinky doesn't go in.
It doesn't go in all the way. It just goes down.
That's his pinky.
So I can do this, but I can't bend this past this. There's a pin in it, so it doesn't move that way.
You put a pin in it.
I did. I put a pin in it.
That's very classy. Okay, here we go. Little Kousei is napping. Little Kousei.
That's my new rapper name.
Lil Kousei.
Lil Kousei.
Writing that down, even though this is going to be titled "We Love and That's Why We Drink." So Lil Kousei, Kousei. This is like the Debussy, the little Kousei.
We've said Kousei so many different ways.
I can't get it now.
I don't even care. It just is what it is.
Kousei.
It's Kousei.
He say, she say, Kousei.
But I like Kousei and I like Kousei, so it doesn't matter. Whatever. Main character
Kousei is napping, and friend A is napping and listening to his mom play the piano. He's a little kid. This is like a flashback. His teacher takes over while playing, and then while his mom is cooking, she sees that Kousei has the ear to play piano without studying and can harmonize because she was singing a song about how she hates her husband. She's really mad because they got in a fight, and he just starts harmonizing and playing it. And she's like, why can you do that? He's like perfect pitch.
Because he's perfect and I love him.
I wrote, did I say new intro already? I think I did. I don't hate it, but the other one is better.
The other one is better. The ending is good.
The ending is
great.
Depressing. The new ending is just it's good, but also straight up depression.
Yeah, it's super sad.
She's laying in a puddle crying, and you're like, all right. This isn't ominous at all for what just happened in this show, and you change the ending, and it's like,
so sorry, you still have to watch the next 4 episodes.
And then we have the last 2, like for the finale episode.
Dude, I'm about to bawl like a baby. Just know that. It's so sad. Sorry, everybody.
How dare you? Continue. Okay, spoiler. So Kousei is going on stage to play, even though Kaori's not there. He's playing Love Sorrow, which is the song his mom used to play all the time that we saw in the flashback. Because remember, Kaori has not shown up. Bakery's closed. They don't know where she is. She's not answering the phone. And this is a violin competition, not a pianist competition. So he's like, I'll do it without the violinist. And I'm like, bold.
No, it's just a showcase.
Bold
it is what it is.
Yeah, but still bold. This is a violin showcase. Yeah, well, I'm going to play piano. I'd love to see it.
I don't have a violinist. So.
Yeah.
Do you want to fight?
So his mom's name is Saki. Saki. She loved to play the song. Kousei is playing by memory and with more emotion, improving how good he is. But he's playing it like he's frustrated and angry at the piano and really rigid. In reality, we pan back to like his point of view, and he can't hear the piano. He's underwater, so he knows he's playing it too frustratingly, but he knows what it's supposed to sound like. He has a flashback of his mom telling him when he was a little kid playing the piano, like, touch it like you're holding a little baby, just like I used to hold you. And it was a sweet memory of his mom, which we never really see. And I wrote, right in the heart, man.
I know, man.
Because these are like the first flashbacks where we see his mom's face, because they're always like blurred out in his memories.
when she's bad, you can't see her
she's
face
blurred out
because she's not her.
She's not her. She's not.
It's
and
so
now he's remembering his mom for what she is. And so we're going to break down a lot of that emotion in these 2 episodes right now. So Kousei's processing a lot of emotions and memories while playing this song and with his mom. She was mad and did not handle this correctly, like majorly not correctly, but because she had no more time with him. And his teacher, I write her name down later, but I don't have it right now. Hiriko, there we go. Feels guilty for pushing him into music. And that's why she left. She felt so guilty that she pushed Saki into getting her kid to play because he had this perfect ear, but she never wanted him to have the pressure of the piano, and she didn't have enough time, and she wanted him to focus on life. She knows she's dying and she doesn't have enough time with her kid, and she's trying to shove everything in there to make him have a somewhat stable of a life, which is so sad. It is incredibly depressing.
What really killed me was she's just like, what can I give him? Like, what do I leave him with? And I was like,
yeah, it gets so
painful.
She so I think this is Hiriko saying this. She goes, Saki, you don't want to miss this, but he's finally ready to say goodbye. And while she's saying that, you see sparkles in the handicapped seat section where his mom used to sit and watch. And you hear Kousei saying to himself, like in his head, will it reach her? I hope it does. Because he's trying to like play the love song to his mom, Love Sorrow. And I wrote the feels. And you can finally see his mom's face in the memories. And then one of the last memories, right after she beats Kousei in the lobby, she breaks down, falls out of the wheelchair, and she's talking to Hiriko, and she goes, there was no time to teach him the art of it. I could only teach him to play exactly what's written. Maybe he can make a job out of this. And she wants him to be like supported and have a job and a stability because his dad's never there. And she feels such guilt for leaving him. She did love him. She starts saying like, who's going to take care of him when he's sick? Who's going to teach him to ride a bike? Like she just goes through, you know, everything that a mom should be there for her kid. And it's so sad. And that's why she's doing this, because she wants him to be able to support himself. And I'm like,
I love when the show villain isn't really a villain. Like there's something to
you think you're just gonna hate the mom, and
it just makes it so complicated. And like we don't forgive her for what she did.
No, she did wrong things, but we
do understand her for what she did.
Exactly.
And I love
nothing's so black and white in life.
Yeah,
it really shows it.
Perfect. They do so good. They do so good.
Yeah, I will say this show does a really good job at showing the complexity of emotions. Anyway, I said to process that sentence too. So Kousei realizes his mom's not out there judging him. She's here in the piano playing with him. And so he says, like, you don't play it, you embrace it. And so then all of a sudden he can hear the notes, but he hears like his mom's notes. It's the same like little lights that he did as a kid when he listened to his mom playing. And he goes, so goodbye. While he's like playing.
Devastating.
And I was like, he finally gets resolution. And so he's done. Everybody's kind of like shocked because he stopped playing it frustratingly and just played it beautifully. Like he was releasing emotion, and they applaud. He goes off the stage. He turns the corner and just like collapses. And so Hiriko comes over and he just starts sobbing, and she's holding him.
It's so sad.
And he goes, my mom and I are connected. Do you think it reached her? Do you think she could hear it? And Kousei finally lets himself grieve and cry and grieve over the death of his mom. Like, because he had just turned off his emotions. And bro, I can't even imagine doing that. And so if you thought that was the worst part, he said, I'm happy, Mom. I really am. Thank you. Goodbye. And they say it with those dramatic pauses, with piano playing in the background. And I'm just like, what?
Straight up.
I go, LOL. So he's in the lobby now, and Tsubaki sees Kousei and suddenly gets tongue-tied, and she's like, I don't know what to say to her. She can like hear her heartbeat, and I was like, she loves him. But he's like got this twinkle in his eye now. He's processed grief and is like more at one with himself. So Kousei is playing at school again. I'm laughing at the broken window because the baseball that went through there's like cardboard patch
still
and like
broken.
Tape. Yeah. And so Hiriko and the other teacher are talking and they're having this conversation, but you don't really see them. You see visuals of Tsubaki running into the piano room at school, looking panicked. We don't hear what she says. And then Kousei looking super panicked and sprinting to the hospital where Kaori has been admitted. And then the very end of Hiriko's sentence is talking about like, you know, she's the one who brought this out of him, and you know, the muses will demand another loss. When will the muses demand another loss? And that was the end of that episode. And we get that depressing outro of Kaori laying in the water crying.
Just wait. It gets so much worse. Oh my god. The next 4 episodes, I'm sorry, Bridget, they are awful. Anyway, but also so heartwarming and great. So we have Love Sorrow in this. This is the music. I'm going to go through the music. I've already kind of given you the history of Love Sorrow because they've been playing it for so
they've been practicing
long. So I'm going to skip that. We also have the Violin Sonata.
That sounds like a really good pizza. I would like some
like a violin.
Lauren, could you order me one salata?
I would love to get you a salata.
It's like a pizza you would get at Cece's, though. And
you're right.
I'm here for it.
Salata pizza. Dude, I used to go ape on Cece's.
Cece's and Gaddy's, man. Y'all might say it's trash pizza, but they have the best sauce.
But you know what? I was a trash kid, and I don't care. I was
Same,
poor.
bro. White
I was
trash.
And Cece's pizza was the best.
Gaddy's pizza, bro. I would go, when it was game time and the parents are in the game room, I'd go back, get a giant plate of that like jailhouse chocolate pudding that was just straight up from powder. Just like go into it, bro.
Oh, it's so freaking good. Oh, okay. Sorry. Violin Sonata, not Salata, in E minor. And I'm gonna say up, even though we've already talked about this word.
E minor is like my favorite key. I love E minor.
It's by Edward Elgar. It was first performed in London with William Henry Reed on violin and Landon Ronald on piano in 1919.
Ronald.
It was dedicated to Maria Joshua, who died just a week after the dedication. Super depressing.
Bro.
And then we have Nocturne in D flat major, Op 27.
Oppenheim.
Number 2 by Friedrich Chopin, and I did not get a history for that because I didn't feel like it.
Nocturne, Oppenheim 14, 22? I don't know. Nocturne is really popular also.
I want to say 23. That's the popular one.
It's popular.
Or it might be
Nocturne.
19. I don't remember. Look it up. Look it up for
Nocturne.
me. Am I right?
Op.
Am I right? Up.
Op 9, number 2.
9. That's it.
Chopin, Nocturne.
Chopin.
9, num 2.
But here is the Funimation summary for episode 14, which is called Footsteps. And if you wanted to feel pain, here you go.
This is my shortest notes too, so.
Did you not like this episode?
No, I did.
Okay, I was like,
but it's just because it's just sitting there and processing. Yeah.
So Kousei, Tsubaki, and Watari visit Kaori at the hospital, but she insists everything is fine. Tsubaki reflects on her past with Kousei and considers if she has romantic feelings for him. Meanwhile, Kousei makes an important decision about his life.
All right, here we go. Kousei realizes he doesn't know Kaori's phone number or email. And I was like, bro, how have you been coordinating these practice dates?
Right?
He realizes he doesn't know much about her. And so we see the scene again that we just saw at the end of this last episode of Tsubaki telling Kousei that Kaori had collapsed again. But this time we hear like her telling him that. So the whole gang's there to visit her and give snacks and check on her. She's her usual chipper self. LOL, Watsuri getting her cake when her family owns a bakery.
I know.
He's He's a himbo, and I love him because he's a good-hearted
himbo. is a good boy. He's a good boy. He just is. Like, he's a hoe, but he's a good hoe.
I love him, though. Yeah. Can't blame him. And then I wrote, why does anime food always look the best? Because they like zoom in on all these tarts when the box opens.
Looks absolutely perfect.
And it is probably the most detailed drawings they've done in the show.
Oh yeah, it's always the food.
Why does this look so great? Like Miyazaki movies, don't ever watch those while you're hungry and order something. It won't be the same.
It's not good.
So when everyone leaves the room, the nurse comes back in and hooks her back up to the IV drip. And so we see that she's like hiding how bad it really is. Tsubaki's friend is telling her to break up with Saito because she doesn't like him. She loves Kousei.
She does.
And her friend's like so blunt. I love it. Throughout like her friend's like not really been in this show, and then all of a sudden the next like 3 episodes she's in it all the time.
She's in the next 4 as well.
Okay, so I was like,
but it's good because Tsubaki needs a friend.
Yes, who's a girl that's not in the hospital.
Yeah, and like Kousei's her friend.
But also her crush.
So she needs like a friend.
Yeah. And so Tsubaki looks adorable in her date outfit with Saito. She's like clearly trying to dress up. She's trying to convince everyone that no, her and Saito are great. And like Kosei's just like her little brother. And her friend's like, you're just going to keep saying that to like try and convince us, but you're also trying to convince yourself. And
she said something in the sub that I really liked. She's like, there you go again with the little brother curse. Like she's cursing him into being little brother, so she'll maybe believe it.
I mean,
and I was like, ooh, I liked that.
Yeah. So she looks adorable in this date outfit. She's dressed very formally.
She's so cute. It's painful.
Oh, this is where I wrote that note. She's convinced if she says that she only thinks of Kousei as a brother, she'll convince everyone else, but mainly herself. And then Kousei went to go visit Kaori at the hospital. And whenever he's there alone, he gets real skittish. He doesn't like hospitals, obviously, because his mom had passed away. And he just says, you're not going to leave me, are you? Like my mother did. And I was like, bro.
It's a lot of pressure to put on someone.
Just got healed. I know. So Tsubaki keeps talking about Kousei on her date with Saito. And Saito doesn't deserve to be dragged along if she doesn't like him.
Mm-hmm.
All of a sudden, Kousei is sprinting towards Tsubaki after the date. Her friend called him. Oh, she was on the phone with her friend after the date. And it was like, the date was good. And her friend was like, he doesn't deserve to be dragged along if you don't like him. So her friend hangs up with her and she's walking home still. And then all of a sudden, Kousei is sprinting towards Tsubaki on the sidewalk. And she's like, what? And he's like, oh my gosh, are you okay? Your friend called me and she said you were in trouble, and so I came here to save you. And she's like, I'm fine. So her friend, number one wingman right there, hooking them up right there. She's like, you're not going to listen to me? Fine, I'll set this up so you listen to yourself. So they go get a popsicle and they're walking on the beach. It's super adorable. Mm-hmm. And Kousei starts singing Moonlight Sonata, aka Claire de Lune, and I freaking love that song. And while they're walking, and then all of a sudden Tsubaki starts singing the accompanying part. And he looks very surprised that she knows it, and she goes, I've heard you play it like a million times, because they're neighbors. And it's so pretty and it's so sweet. They talk about like how Kousei always gets the same plain flavor that he loves, and
just like a milk
flavored ice pop. So it's like gross. A frozen milkshake.
It's so gross.
And so Kousei tells Tsubaki that he's going to try and get into music school now and transfer out of their school. So he'll only take 2 classes at the normal school. Tsubaki suddenly just drops her popsicle in the sand and starts running away crying. And she goes, music is taking him away from me again. And then she like finally admits to herself that he's the boy I want by my side forever. And you end this episode with just flashbacks of Tsubaki and Kousei throughout the years. And she finally admits her love for him to herself.
Adorable.
And that's that whole episode, which seems like really short notes because it was just like a lot of emotional visuals it's really pretty episode.
This episode physically pained me. Like, it was not the first that like made me hurt, but it made me hurt the most. Mm-hmm. I just feel so deeply for Tsubaki. She's a good, and I
they're
love
all
her.
really good, and that's what's hard because like they're just getting crappy hands at life sometimes, but that's how life works. Life doesn't discriminate between the sinners and the saints. It takes, and we keep giving anyway. We rise and we fall. We make mistakes. Sorry. Do you think Lin-Manuel Miranda watched Dear Lion in April?
I hope so.
Hamilton came out way before this show, but still, I'm like,
whatever. So no voice actors, but fun fact: Clair de Lune by Claude Debussy is based off of a poem by the same name written in 1869 by Paul Virielli.
Written by Edward Cullen?
Yes, written by Edward Cullen. And then I have a fun fact. This is the art of forming a mud ball by hand is actually a Japanese art called Dorodango. And it means mud dumpling. And
so that's what we see at the very end, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when she's polishing the ball, it's called making a mud dumpling, and the point is to polish a mud ball until it's delicate and shiny and resembling a billiard ball or a large marble.
I thought you said a booger
process,
ball.
No, it's a tradition passed down to school kids, and it takes several hours of nonstop polishing. And fun fact, this is for you, Bridget.
Okay.
In Christopher is it Paolini's novel series
from Aragon,
The Inheritance Cycle, protagonist Aragon witnesses the king of dwarves making an which is a handmade prayer stone, and the process of that is based off of Dorodango.
As soon as you said it, I could picture it, bro.
Yeah. I saw that and I was like,
let's revive Bridget. Book club for Aragon. That's technically what we rolled next.
It would just be us.
I know. Everybody dropped out of our book club when we rolled Aragon. We were like, we did this fair and square.
Yeah, I was like, bro, this was I'm mad because it was my suggestion and no one wanted to do it. I would have read everyone else's.
I was so hyped for Aragon. I was like, I haven't read this in forever. I didn't even finish the last book because someone told me the ending, and I was upset about it. And
I was too.
I wasn't upset that they told me. I was upset about the ending. And I was like, bro, why? Christopher, I waited years.
Bro, I'm like, yeah.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I'll think about it.
Even though I just ordered a book online, it's
I'll think about it because I am incredibly tired.
Let's make
it. Gotta think about
it. We check in once a month for this book club because reality, that's our schedule.
Possibly fair. We shall see. We've got a lot going on. This young lady.
Very true.
Here is the summary for A Liar, episode 15. Tsubaki is frustrated as she sees her friends moving forward, afraid that she might be left behind. Kousei finds it difficult to keep visiting Kaori at the hospital. Hiroko comes across a promising young talent. That's it.
It's a pretty good summary.
Yeah, it's solid.
It doesn't spoil anything. I mean,
no.
It's pretty short notes for me on this again. So the little balls that you were just describing.
The little balls,
Dorodango. Which I'm super hyped because I remember the chapter in Aragon. Like as soon as you said, you were like Christopher, and I was like, Paolini? And I was rushing back in, like, bro, there's like 8th grade memories coming in there. I was like,
happy.
How is this still filed in my brain?
It was the smallest little snippet of like, much like this. And I was like, what? And then I immediately went and looked up the word, like the dwarf word. And I was like, yes. This is the perfect nugget of information
content that we need.
And it was just too perfect.
You hit the target demographic, bro.
I did. It was you.
It's me. It's me. Sam might like it. Sam's met Christopher Paolini at a book people signing, which I thought was really cool. He said it was really cool, and I was like,
this was a really dope nugget. I hope you enjoy it. Also, Sam, thank you so much for that chocolate. It was freaking delicious.
Yeah. Okay.
I totally forgot about that.
Pause on.
I ate it so fast.
Episode. Sam went to England and brought us back some yummy English chocolates.
It was the best chocolate I've ever eaten.
Yeah, because they make it with clotted cream, which we can't do in the United States because dumb stuff. I don't know. I watch a whole History Channel thing. My mom watched it. But their chocolate is significantly better.
It's ridiculously better. Like, it's unfair. Like, I'm spoiled for all of your chocolate now. I don't want anything other than that chocolate.
He also got me some jam from the Downton Abbey house, which I don't remember what the actual place is called, but I'm like, the Downton Abbey house. And he sent me pictures when they were there, and I was like, oh. He's like, my mom has some better pictures. So I like went to his mom's profile and looked at it because I'm friends with his mom.
That's dope.
And then he got me, because, you know, it's the Queen's Jubilee. So he got me some shortbread cookies, some biscuits that have the Jubilee logo on them. And I was like, and they, butter biscuits, like, it's just like those butter shortbread cookies. They're like the most white person cookie, but they are so good. I love them. My mom and I like went through half the package the other night, and we were like, thanks, Sam. So thank you, Sam.
Yes, thank you.
These 5 pounds are greatly appreciated and sponsored by you.
Yes.
Bro, look how sweaty I am.
Bro, calm down.
Okay, here we go.
Bro, we'll make it fast. We're good. We're
Episode
almost done.
15. Liar. Yellow. I'm gonna read the whole notes.
You're a liar.
In a Jersey accent. Here we go.
You're a liar.
The little balls that she made for him, they broke. Okay? What? They broke when they were kids, and she sobs. And Kousei comforts her.
Oh my
God. What a sweetheart.
I can't do this.
As my Ring doorbell goes off. Okay, yeah. So anyway, the little balls, they broke. And she spent hours on them. Like, Lauren just went in the details of how intense they are to make and dry and scrape. And they break. And Kousei is comforting her. It's a very sweet little flashback. So Tsubaki is mad about him leaving her and moving away. And it makes her off her game. So she's like trying to do long jump and track. And she's just thinking about it. And then she forgets to jump and just like eats it in the sand. And I was like, honestly, same. So it's affecting her day-to-day life. She, you know, when you're so upset about something, the only like way you can cope with it is to be mad about it, even though you're sad. Been there, done that. Absolutely understand what she's doing right now. So Saito is talking to Tsubaki about another girl, and you're like, this is odd. Like, normally she's doing that. And he tells her, like, whenever she's with him, it's like she wants to be somewhere else. And so he's really gently saying, like, it's okay. We can break up. And so he's breaking up with her. And so she just starts sobbing and saying, I'm sorry. And he's like, stop saying I'm sorry.
This poor child, man.
He's so sweet for doing that. He goes, we tried. Okay. Thank you for at least, like, you know, entertaining me of being my girlfriend. I do like you. And he's like, maybe we just need to stick with the quiet types because they're both the same personality. And I was like, what a sweet guy.
He's a good boy. He's a good boy.
Nobody in the show is like bad. And I really love it.
No, they're all decent, just normal,
a lot of nice things.
Human people. It's good. It's a good show.
So Tsubaki's sitting in the piano room. And she's just playing little notes of the Moonlight Sonata. And Kousei comes in and he kind of scoots her over and starts playing it for her. And she says, are you going to ask me about it? And he says, no, but I'm listening. And so she just goes on and tells him, I got dumped and here's all this stuff and blah, blah, blah. And he's just sweetly letting her vent, playing the comfort song for her. And I was like, that's the moment that really got me because I was like, that is so... I want someone like that in my life.
I love.
Where's my tabusi? Where's the pussy in my life?
I love Kousei, but
12 out of 10. 12 out of 10.
Tsubaki. She's a sweet
I just
girl.
Really ship them so hard.
They're so sweet and I love them so much. And it's absolutely painful. It's so wholesome.
It is.
It's so wholesome.
And it's so well written.
This is why I primarily read Slice of Life, because of the sweetness that happens here. Anyway, please
it gives you
continue.
Hope.
It does.
It gives you hope. It gives you hope. And you know what else hope there is? She's finding the courage to keep moving, one foot in front of the other, just like she sees Watari and Kousei and Kaori doing, even though it's so scary. They're finding courage. She goes, it's time for this ice to thaw. Tsubaki is finally going to work up the courage to tell Kousei how she feels before it's too late. She's going to put one foot in front of the other and be brave. So all of a sudden, Kousei's walking home. There's this little kid. I say kid, but then they get real weird. So they must not be that different in age.
She's a
first year. And he's like, what, a third year?
12. Yeah. So he's like 15. She's 12 or 13.
It's still weird.
She's like 12 yeah, it is weird. But it's like I don't know, it's weird. But she's
not that different, yeah.
Preteen or early teen. Okay. So they're like maybe 2 years apart.
Maybe it's the little like kid hair tie that really was like de-aging her for me. But
it's the ponytails.
Yeah, the pigtails. Honestly.
But she's like 13. So they're only like 2 years apart.
So she's in this tree and she's like messing with Kousei, who's below her. And then she falls out of the tree and lands on him. And she gets knocked out. So Kousei brings her home. And Hiriko's like, you just bringing home unconscious girls, bro? What's going on? I love Hiriko. And the girl wakes up and is like, and she's a music student because she recognizes Hiriko and was like, oh my gosh, are you Hiriko? And she's like, why? Who's asking? And she wants to be trained by her. So the little girl goes to the piano and starts playing Chopin's Etude number 25, Kousei's piece at the Maiho music competition. It sounds harsh and the notes are all there. It sounds a lot like when Kousei played it, but Kousei couldn't hear the notes. So she's like imitating it. Hiriko agrees to take her on as a student, but under the condition, though, that actually Kousei is going to be the main teacher and she's just going to be there to assist. So Kousei's getting her some treats. No, he's just getting treats. I got ahead of myself. And then all of a sudden, Kaori calls him and says, Watari visits me all the time and you're never here, like goes off on him. And so he says, all right, I'll bring you some snacks. So all of a sudden, we see a flashback of the time that Kaori passed out and like fell, but we just didn't know what was happening at the moment. So she's walking in the hallway and she loses the use of her legs and no, I got ahead. That's next episode. This is her in the hospital. And so right after that phone call, she's walking in the hallway and she falls again and her legs cannot move. She uses the use of her legs. Loses the use. I was like, hold on. That's
uses the use of her legs. Yeah, no, I know what you meant.
Like, hold on. So she can't get back up. She's trying so hard to pull herself up on the rail and she's just sobbing and screaming and she starts like beating her legs because she can't feel them and they're not working. And that's how that episode ends. And I was like, and I'll talk about what her diagnosis is. They don't say it in the show, but they give you enough clues that if you WebMD it. I mean, and the general consensus on the internet all agreed on this diagnosis too for the fans of the show. So I'll talk about that at the end. But that was the end of episode 15.
All I have is one voice actor, and that's for Nagi Aiza, who's the little girl.
We don't know her name yet.
It's Nagi Aiza.
Like it's a big reveal in the next episode.
Doesn't she?
The next episode.
Okay, well, I put her in this one.
That's okay.
So her English voice actor is Stephanie Shi, and she plays Usaki Tsukino, who is Sailor Moon in Sailor Moon. She also plays Eureka in Eureka 7. And she plays Hinata Hyuga in Naruto. Lots of big voices over here. She had more, but I stopped because there was a lot. And then her Japanese voice actor is Ai Keono, and she plays Ryoko Seki in Food Wars and Darkness in Konosuba. And that's all I wrote down for that. Those were the only things I had. And so we will go to episode 16. Two of a Kind. Here is your Funimation summary. Kousei's concerns for Kaori temporarily subside as he runs into her on the street and they go shopping. Nagi can't take the harsh criticism she receives with Kousei as her piano teacher. That's it.
This episode. Okay. So we see a flashback of when Kaori fell in the past. And we assume it's the one that she missed the competition for. So she loses control of her foot and when she's walking in the hallway at her house and then accidentally slams her head into the ground and starts bleeding pretty badly and then faints because of that. And so that's when she gets rushed to the hospital because she's like, you can see her holding her music. She was practicing her music in her head. And then she bleeds on the music and like passes out. So Kousei is focusing more on training his new student. He's using tips given to him from Kaori when she coaxed him back in the music, which is really cool to see. Like, it's not just strict
and he's
music,
such a good little teacher.
Yeah.
It's so nice to watch him just prosper.
And Hideko was like, hey, this comes with the like grounds of teaching when she's like upset and stuff. And I was like, oh, he has such good mentors now.
I love
it. So it looks like it's now fall. When we started the show, it was spring. So Kousei remembers that he should get Kaori some sweets. So Kaori all of a sudden is like on the sidewalk and sees him and he's like, am I dreaming? And she fakes amnesia because Kousei hasn't visited her still. It still hasn't brought her treats. And so she's out of the hospital and we get like a really big like parallel to when they like first hung out. And she's like, well, Watari's not here. You can be my stand-in again, and takes her on and makes him go on a shopping spree with her and carry all the heavy bags.
So cute.
Yeah. Kaori is like dropping things. She has like no strength. You notice when she's at the like stores and shopping, whenever she picks something up, she falls. She's also in her school uniform to try and convince him that everything's fine. She was totally at school and he just didn't see her, but he notices that she never had her school bag. So something's kind of up. Kousei doesn't show for the piano lesson, and Nagi's like really upset. That's that little girl that we just talked about. Hiriko recognizes this girl from somewhere and straight up tells her, like, I love Hiriko. She threatens that little girl and says, if you try and dick over Kousei, you'll be in trouble and you'll regret it. And Nagi refers to herself as the enemy, and Hiriko's like, is that what you think you are? Are you the enemy? Do I need to be concerned? And I just love that she like straight up threatened a child.
In the sub, she calls Kousei her son, and it's very
sweet. They didn't do that in the dub.
She said, that's my kid. And I was like, just immediate pain. I'm sorry. I had to tell you. It was so good. It was so good.
She said, like, I'm kind of like his second mom, is what
no, he said. He's my kid.
She said, no, but I like this so much. Oh, okay. So, Kaori convinces Kousei to go back to school to look for her bag that she totally had at school and she just forgot it.
Obviously.
Yeah, obviously. She was at school. She has her uniform on. Why would she be wearing her uniform?
Yeah, no one does that.
So she didn't actually go to school. What? The doctors gave her a free day out of the hospital, and she was starting to forget what the school was like and the memories of it. So she wanted to come back. And then she gets really somber looking out the window, and it's nighttime and they're in the school, and she looks at him and goes, are you going to forget me? And that's when you can tell that she's kind of like knows that her prognosis isn't good. She doesn't know exactly what it is yet, but it's not great because they're still running the tests. So Nagi hates Kousei. And we aren't really sure why, but we see her in school and she's like practicing for this piano recital. And that little punk kid that Kousei had to show up that was like,
Mike!
Kaori doesn't play this like right. And so he showed up and like I
love Mike.
So basically Nagi just wants to beat Mike, and this is how she's going to do it. Kousei's learning how to teach, how to be empathetic as a mentor. And so when Nagi's getting criticism from him, she throws a fit and runs out. And so Hidiko's like, hey, this comes with the territory of teaching. You need to just go be there for her. It's going to be hard. So he goes out there and sits on the stairs next to her, like gets her some snacks. It's a very sweet moment.
He gives her potato, and I've never wanted anything more in my whole life. I was like looking at that potato and I was like, I want a potato.
It just reminds me of the TikTok, I'm a potato.
Yes. Oh my God.
I'm a potato. Okay, so we see in this moment, we don't hear anything. They like to do this because it's more emotional, fill in the blanks. Kaori is getting bad news about her diagnosis and sobbing, and her parents are really upset. And she can't hold anything. You see her like trying to hold her bow and she can't grip it and it's falling out. Sad. And so Kaori sees Kousei and they all go to visit her, and then she sees Kousei and she just starts like hitting him and saying he still hasn't brought her treats. Tsubaki, so he like puts his arm up, and Tsubaki sees lipstick marks on his jacket, and then they all start going crazy on him, and he's like, bro, what is happening right now? And they think there's more to this lesson with this girl that he's teaching, and I was like, ew, age difference, but we just went over all that. And Kaori starts ranting about how little time is left in life and sobbing and working on borrowed time and how you should focus on the competition and not teaching anyone in the hours. And everybody starts realizing like, uh-oh, this is something deeper. And she's like, oh, where did that crazy rant come from? Ignore me, I'm crazy. And they're all like seeing through like, oh no, this is
you're not
worse.
crazy, you're just really sick.
Yeah. And so we also see that Nagi planted the lipstick there to ruin his day, which I thought was hilarious.
It is really funny.
We learned that Nagi is the little sister of Takashi, the blonde boy who is Kousei's main rival. Well, self-appointed main rival.
Self-appointed, yeah.
Self-appointed. Spiky blonde hair pianist who's really good.
Eren Yeager. Eren Yeager.
So Kousei comes to the hospital to visit Kaori on his own, and he doesn't say a word. He's just standing there because he, I think, is the one who realizes the gravity of the situation most because he's been in this situation with his mom.
He knows. Yeah.
And he keeps getting flashbacks of his mom and fretting about losing her too. And I don't know if this is just the dub, but the last line of the show.
It's the sub too.
Okay, so the last line of the show, it gets really somber. You just have this whole moment. And if this show takes a twist like this, I'm going to lose it. But Kaori looks at Kousei and really somberly says, want to kill yourself with me? And I was like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And then the show ended and I was like, bro!
She says it differently, but she does say that. She asks if he wants to commit double suicide. And he's just like,
are they, she being like sarcastic? Like our lives suck? Or do you think like...
I think she means it. I will tell you that she does play it off as a joke in the next episode. But
okay,
I
so
think
that's what I
assumed.
Like, yeah, she means it, but like, ha ha ha, like you obviously didn't agree. So
yeah, like she's laughing it off because he didn't say yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I don't have any music. I don't have any.
Why?
voices,
because now we're just in sad.
But I do have a fun fact.
Are there more music in the next 4 though?
Yeah.
Okay, good. I need some music buffers.
Oh, you're gonna love the next performance.
Okay, good. Because I was really like, we're too hard in emotion. Give me music buffer.
The next performance, I watched twice. I loved it so much. It like warmed my heart and made me cry and made me really proud. There was just lots of stuff. But anyway, the fun fact I have is the game that Nagi and Kousei were playing. Sorry, I'm burpy AF. Is a traditional kids game called Glico, and it is a form of rock, paper, scissors. But in Japan, they start at the bottom of the stairs, and whatever you win by, you have to spell as you go up the stairs. So, like, you win with rock, you have to go R-O-C-K, and you go up 4 stairs. Right?
R-O-C-K.
And then you're trying to get to the top of the stairs first.
Okay.
That's
like hopscotch and rock, paper, scissors together.
Just both of the things.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Okay. That's
all I got.
Oh.
The end.
Well, so the next 4 episodes are 17 through 20. 17 is Twilight. 18 is Hearts Come Together. 19 is in all caps, and I don't know why. It's Goodbye Hero, and it's a picture of Takashi. And then 20 is Hand in Hand. And then it'll be the final 2 episodes, not next week, but the week after. And that is Snow, episode 21, and episode 22, Spring Wind. So that'll be a short episode, but I'm sure we'll cry a lot.
Yeah, wait for the next 4 episodes, my dude. I have a lot of feelings.
So do you want to know what maybe Kaori is suffering from?
No, tell me in the next episode.
Okay, I'll save it.
I want to know the next episode because stuff goes down, and I want to know then.
Okay. Cool.
I was gonna say something. I forgot what it was.
I accidentally spoiled a little bit for me by looking at that diagnosis. Like, I don't know if it happens, but I looked up diagnosis of what normally happens with this diagnosis, and I was like, if this happens, I'm gonna be really upset. And I know it's gonna happen. So that's how I accidentally spoiled it. Like, I didn't confirm anything, but I assume I'm gonna get wrecked. Like, my eyes are watering.
It's so subtle and so awful.
Her heart's just gonna stop.
And that's all I can say is that it happened. And I literally went, like, no. It was so bad, dude. And I don't even know if it happened. But I'm pretty sure it happened.
And pray.
So much worse.
To be only yours. Pray. That's gonna be my comfort song when this happens. I'm just gonna start singing Mandy Moore and sobbing into my tea.
It's painful. So let me ask, do you like it better now that you've had a break? You good?
I had a break. I made myself go easy on notes, and I let myself enjoy it a little more. I also think we were just in like mid-show slump, and we were having to spread it out, and our lives were insane.
Well, we are going on 40 episodes too, so it's been a stretch.
Yeah. I think I just needed a little break because these 4 episodes I genuinely enjoyed watching.
Oh, that makes me happy.
I think I was just in a burnout.
I get that. It makes me genuinely very happy.
I really wanted to like the show because I can recognize that it was pretty, and it was like that stupid block, like writer's block. Like, you can do it. You can't see past the wall.
It's just really different from other things that you've watched.
And other things I watch are so fast paced. Yeah. So it was like consuming was really easy, and this one was definitely a slow burn.
Yeah.
But unlike the Naruto episode we're about to cover for Patreon, where I had to like pause. Which one are we
doing next? I watched
episode 6.
Okay, I was like, I've seen so many at this
episode point. 6, which I had to pause like 5 trillion times because they just dump info on you in this episode, and I had to pause and rewind and like spell things out. I was like, bro, I'm gonna need you to spread this out between 4 episodes next time because it was so much info to take in.
I have so much to say, but I'm going to save it. And also, I have to pee so badly. So I'm going to end the podcast now.
Okay.
But we love anime.
And we love you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for watching Gateway Anime Podcast with Bridget and Lauren. Please remember to like, subscribe, and download our episodes. Remember, we also have a Patreon, so if you want to suggest shows for us to watch, make sure you go visit us. Special thank you to Marjorie McClendon for our artwork and designs, and Drew Griffith for all of our music. We hope to see you again next week.